case, let us get this show on the road. The Telaria have arrived at the Muradon Druid tribe, seeking answers to Aki and Fur's issue. Aki with his visions and Fur being soul-bound to a dragon known as Kurz. Your first day had resulted in a brief introduction to Speaker Tullus, a quick tour by somebody who was very reluctant to, not his job, and eventually were allowed to go and wash off the dirt from a week of jungle trekking. Deciding to spend this day relaxing, you had debated on various things that had happened before heading off to eat your meals, of which you tried various mystery meats, of which we may or may not know what they were, before discovering that the village mostly dined together. As you were joining them and enjoying the food, you attempted to discreetly listen in to a few conversations. You got a few bits of information here and there, but one of the big ones was Aki was able to overhear a little bit of information about the marking on his chest. Simply that it is known as a dragon mark. Discussions quickly soured, however, as Tullus explained potential restrictions for curs. After Mev took Fur away from the discussion, a debate began between yourselves and Tullus regarding this information and your objections to such a thing, finding clearly that although the inner circle are deciding on this, there are a few that are against it, like Lady Narava. After Mev took Fur away, there was a small heart-to-heart moment between the two of them, culminating in Kurz seemingly finding the ability to speak for the first time. With the night arriving, that is where we left off. So, check, is there anything anyone wishes to do before they pack in for the night?
Well, Mev and Fur are together, and they already kind of came to a conclusion, but I don't think Aki and the rest of the group.
Yeah, it's the question is more to the rest of the Telaria.
Yeah. What are you fuckers doing? Kinlan, go.
Caught two people.
Yeah,
Caught two people off guard there.
Fucking.
They're best.
Amazing. All right.
Okay, so let me just remind myself. Where did the conversation with Tullus and sausages and beans? What was her name?
Narava.
Narava. Where did that Where did that? What was like the end point of that conversation? Yeah. I'm trying to remember like what headspace I would have been in at the end of all this.
So the conversation was
Get bent.
not so much get bent. Tullus essentially summarized as this is what the circle is currently decided would probably be in place. And Narava is saying, and Narava said, yes, but I think it's bullshit, essentially.
Okay, let me sum it up. You know that scene in the beginning of The Incredibles where Bob is telling that old woman that, like, her insurance is fucked?
Yeah.
Of, like, I'm sorry, ma'am, I know you're upset. And then he leans in and is like, go to this address. That's kind of what it was like.
That is actually that's accurate. Yeah. Okay. So
Oh, sorry. Fuck.
Aki with when Tullus and oh my god, it keeps escaping me. What's her name?
Narava.
Narava. Thank you. I'm a fucking
I'm
limit.
so glad it's not me this time.
As soon as like Tullus and Narava leaves and they sort of turn their back to walk away, Aki just lets out a big sigh, puts his head in his hands, and just you see it like the people on the table almost see like just I guess just like the energy almost like leave Aki's body after that, and he's like, for a moment there, I really thought we'd be in with a chance of succeeding, but one place where I thought they'd be fucking safe. Well, I suppose that's another thing we need to fight for. Great. Where's Mevelair and Fur? I was so focused on making sure that we somehow weren't thrown out the day we got here that I wasn't sure where they ended up. Have they headed back towards our domiciles?
Towards our domiciles.
Yeah, fancy words, isn't it?
Fancy words for the fancy that.
Yeah, that just goes. I can't imagine what's going through Fur's head now. I know I'm probably reading far too much into this situation, but Fur hopefully won't be second guessing her role in the Telaria, right? We essentially all but promised her that we'd be able to find either a way of separating her and Kurz or finding her and Kurz a safe home, and it seems that our one chance became a single point of our one goal and what became a single point of failure. Apart from essentially prove that Kurz is entirely harmless and controllable and means the Miradon no harm, by somehow through our mere actions undoing generations of bigotry, and we leave and find somewhere else. But this seems like the only situation where Kurz at least wasn't killed on sight. Already made sure to secure Fur 10 steps ahead. Well, yes, bigotry. It's the definition. Well, prejudice, literally prejudging. It's the definition of it. So they don't know who Kurz is. They haven't. They don't know his temperament, his countenance, and yet they automatically assume that he would be the ruin of he would be the very ruination of this place. What is that if not bigotry? And what is that if not bigotry? Oh, don't make me do that. It's such a stream of consciousness playing as Aki. Yeah, Aki can't. Yeah. So Aki basically said yes, it's bigotry. They're literally saying, okay, he's a chromatic dragon. That must mean he wants to kill all of us. He's a danger to the tribe before they just from laying eyes on him for the first time. Of course, it's bigotry. That's what Aki said. Well, anyone have any ideas what we do? It could be. It could be nigh on impossible to somehow convince them that Kurz is at least, not a furious beast who wishes nothing but misery. Exactly, but my only concern is that it takes a significantly less amount of time and a significantly less amount of mental acuity to go to see a dragon in their minds and see nothing but destruction, and it would take a great amount of time to bend their minds against that. That's the only thing I'm worried about is time is of the essence. If they conclude as a council that that Kurz under no circumstances is allowed to stay within 100 miles of Merodon territory, then we are, for a lack of a better word, screwed. Right, I think for the time being, we should. I need to. We need to figure out what we're doing, but we need to meet. Fur and Mevelair need to be filled in on the situation, and know that at least it's not. At least it could be a chance, however small, that minds could be changed here. I very suddenly lost my appetite. I will head back to our cottages. Anyone else coming?
Maybe called away, or maybe.
Havelock?
There we go. There.
Probably just wasn't looking at the chat.
He's saying that too.
Probably the kindlings and the kindling really question.
Okay. Aki, yeah, in that case, Aki will, I guess, leaving the plate of food, partial of 2/3 eaten food on the table. He will just he will stand up, just look around, get his bearings, and head back towards the cottages. Like walking very very narrowly with his elbows, and looking mostly down to the ground, thinking and muttering to himself.
I see. So, Killing and Havelock, you're going for a little walk around, is it?
Just having a general mosey.
Okay.
A totally non-homoerotic walk in the night.
It is a lot quieter now that it has gotten dark. Most of the people that are awake are essentially just people that are guarding and keeping an eye out on everything. You do see a few bits that have got clear signs that people are still awake. There's a handful of large buildings on the, if you think of the entrance as the northern side, nearer to the southeast side. You do, from a distance, spot Lady Narava again, tending to what looks to be a few sheep, and a few lands basically. Doesn't really notice you. It just seems to be busy in her work. It's fine. Oh, jeez. Racing.
They're about to throw the dye in the water and basically create like a, oh my god, the water is made blood.
That means with expeditious 90 feet movement. Finland, can you match that? Alright. So, you attempt to race Havelock, but through the power of magic, quite literally, you keep up for the like start, but Havelock very quickly pulls away from you and essentially vanishes into the night. Alrighty.
We found the waters of life.
Okay. The part's not super deep. It's only nearer to the middle where, like, the taller folk like yourself can't really stand anymore. Alright. So, are the two of you just going to be running around for most of your time then? Alrighty. I see. So, eventually, all retire for the night. Some drier than others. And eventually, the next morning comes about. Don't worry about your friend John. Yeah, that's true. So, I say, the next morning comes as you all wake up in your various states. Anything particular that you wish to do to begin with?
I mean, I'm with Fur, so.
Mm-hmm. You actually do notice, Mev, as you wake up, that one of your arms is very numb. You sort of notice sort of wrapped herself around the arm and is sort of essentially cooling onto the arm.
Okay. Fur?
Yeah.
It's morning. Do you want to get up?
So, like, blinks her eyes. It's probably like half asleep still, and then she sort of like realizes and sort of notices as well that she's flinging it onto your arm. She's like, sorry. Just pulls herself away.
No, it's okay. Mev like rolls her shoulder, trying to get her arm to kind of move around. It's fine. So want to get up like the others, grab some breakfast.
Yeah, I guess so.
Do you need time?
Oh, no, I think I'm okay.
Alright, if you're sure. Nev will go ahead and get dressed in her normal attire. I'll wait for
She comes out a bit later than you. One of the things that you notice right off the bat is over by Fur's cabin. There's a bunch of what looks to be kids. That's sort of like sort of whispering among themselves.
Yeah, Mev will definitely go up to them. What are you spying on?
Suddenly they all sort of like turn around and look at you. A few of them sort of like stagger backwards. There's various races. You see a looks to be a Dragonborn child, two humans, an elf, and what looks to be a gnome child.
Mm-hmm.
We heard from the. We heard that there's a chicken here, and we've just wanted to have a look at it.
Oh, you want to see the dragon? Well, I should scold you for looking into people's houses. That's not very polite, is it?
Oh, miss.
But... And she looks to Fur. They'd like to see the dragon.
Let me see if he's okay with it. And quickly sort of like squeezes past you all and into her cottage. You hear some hushed conversation. Buffer walks out and is shortly followed by Kurz. At this point, and as I say, you've noticed that Kurz had been getting bigger as you've been traveling, but now he's taller than Fur, just standing at this point.
Mm-hmm.
And like his like as he's standing, like his head is just a little bit taller than a little bit taller than you, like when he pulls his head back a bit.
Yeah, I think that kind of surprises Mev because he wasn't quite like that either last night or a couple days ago.
He was
So.
he was about the size of what's that one dog? Not St. Bernard's, but it's got the same kind of fur, but it's
Newfoundland.
That's the one, yeah. He was about that
Malamute?
size. He was about that size the night before. But now he has gotten to quite a size.
Okay. So yeah, he's definitely... Wow. Fucking Mev grins. Wow, Cutters, you've really gained some weight.
I can assure you that this is all muscle.
Yeah, Mev's gonna take a look at the children.
They are wide-eyed and very surprised.
So, what do you think? This is Cutters, our friend.
Really big.
Oh, I know. He's super, super huge. Way bigger than any of us.
You watch, like one of the human females, our little girls, will like puts her hand up. Mr. Kurz can like have a ride on you, and Kurz just like, so like looks to you with partial confusion and partial concern.
Oh. Mev grins ear to ear. Well, that's really up to you, Cutters, if you're comfortable with that.
Sort of timidly, sort of like goes down onto his knees and sort of lets one of his wings sort of rest against the ground, almost like a makeshift ladder. Not all of you at once. I don't know if I could stop you from falling otherwise. You watch as three of them do scramble up. He does wince a bit as they sort of trying to find perches, dig their feet and heels in a few bits.
Workers. If that's the case, Mev will actually help put them up.
Yeah. And at this point, he sort of begins walking about. He doesn't stray far from the cottages, but they're giggling, they're enjoying themselves. At one point, Kurz turns around and just says, "Keep wobbling like that, you're going to fall. I don't know, hold on to something." So watch, they sort of basically make a chain of hugs, the one at the front hugs against Kurz's neck, of one, arms around their waist and so on.
You know, Kurz is taking this surprisingly well.
You know, how humans look, not so with certain emotions, not so much with dragons, but even here, you just kind of, Kurz has very much got a am I doing this right kind of expression on him.
Yeah.
I was just watching with a soft smile. After a few minutes, Kurz sort of lets them down, and the other ones that didn't get a chance also climb up. And he just walks them around a little bit until eventually they get let down.
Is there anyone else around? Is there anyone else watching this?
Make a perception check.
Perception.
22. You do see a individual that's sort of watching. Appears to be a female green dragonborn, relatively small and such, and she's just she's not hiding per se, but she's not making her presence known. Sort of just leaning against one of the cottages and a little bit away, just keeping a very close eye.
Yeah, if that's the case, Mev flashes her a big smile. She doesn't want her presence to be known. It shall be known. And she will wave. "Oh, hi! Do you want to come over?"
Just watch as she rolls her eyes before walking up to you all. She sort of looks at the children with sort of disappointed look. "Children, what did I tell you about visiting the dragon?" But it's really nice. We don't know this dragon very well, children. We need to be more careful, just in case. And at this point, Kurz speaks up and goes, "That's quite a statement coming from a green dragonborn. Also, I have a name. Not one that you would say to the whelps to ensure that they behave, but an honest to God's name." Right. Of course. My apologies. What is your name, dragon?
Jacob.
I'm missing it. Where's my notes? There we go. You may call me Kurz, Dragonborn. So if you want my full title, it is curse lid of the Telaria. At this point, you see, like, Fur's eyes just widen in horror.
Fucking what?
Lid. Very well. I feel like we've came off on the wrong foot. My name is Athera. I am the teacher of these children. It's like a small bit before Phil like snaps out. Just, bubble lid.
Oh, fuck. Mev definitely like kind of side eyes Fur, and then she looks back to what the fuck is her name? You just said it.
Athera.
Athera. Never there, Gatlin. Of the Telaria.
Right. Well, again, I must apologize for that. I'm sure you could understand.
I think it's right to exercise caution, especially when you're taking care of children.
Of course.
But you should also teach them to not be completely ignorant.
Well, clearly they are not ignorant, considering I told them to wait until we found the dragon. Curse was friendly, and I didn't wait. But you can see at this point she's sort of like rubbing her right hand. You actually notice what appears to be a burn mark on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I suppose there was really no harm done on either of their parts, you know?
No, I was just being cautious. Not to be rude, but I think it's quite incredible that we've got a dragon here.
Incredible how?
Well, you hear all the things about dragons, especially of the traumatic kind, which like indicates to herself, which I get that too sometimes. Back when it doesn't matter. But it is quite interesting to see one up close, because normally the only time you'll see one up close is either when it's dead or about to kill you.
Well, Curse definitely, at least we don't intend for him to die anytime soon, and he will not, he doesn't bite. Mostly.
He's lying, I do, but only those that, I think deserve it.
I said mostly.
I was simply correcting. Right. Well, Curse, I hope that I don't give you reason to. I will show the children disturb you.
I don't know, it seemed like Curtis was having a lot of fun with it.
He gives you a bit of a side eye from that.
She grins at him.
Even so, I think it would be more polite to arrange time rather than them barging in. So, like, looks over at the kids who sort of like averting their gaze.
Yeah, Mev at least nods and agrees with that. Yes, I already scolded them on kind of invading someone's space.
Good. Well, I will leave you to your business. Come along, children. He just sort of pushes them away.
They're a big groan from all the kids.
Mm-hmm.
Mev watches them go and smiles, smiles. And she looks to Fur. So what was that?
Oh, that's what?
Your reaction to Kerr's name.
Well, it's my last name. My family's last name.
Yeah, Mev nods. You're surprised that he used it?
Oh, I'm embarrassed that he... I like the name, but when you say it out loud, it sounds weird.
Bubblin. Bubbaloo?
Bubblid.
Bubblid. Like bubble lid.
A little bit, but more like bubba, like rhymes with, what I think whales have, blubber?
Oh. Bubble lid.
Yeah,
Like you slaughter it.
Yeah, bubblid.
That is going to be rough on my accent.
You could just avoid saying it.
I don't know about that, Bubblid.
Please don't. At this point, the rest of you are sort of like coming out of your cottages and such.
So what is it? Kaz, Mev,
And Fur.
Fur just like out. Sorry.
Mev,
They're
Kurz,
out
and
in
Fur.
the-
They're outside chatting, yeah.
Okay.
You do notice Kurz at this point is big.
Big boy.
Yeah, Aki kind of comes, steps out, and goes. I see, and like looks to Fur and goes, I see, Kels has been eating well.
Yes, he has. Very much so. You can tell, like, you don't even need to do an insight knife. You can tell she's trying to turn the conversation away.
Yeah.
Yeah, very much so.
Again.
Got very big. A lot bigger than I thought.
Yeah, he's, I was just thinking that he was getting pretty huge.
Yeah. Far more conspicuous as well.
Yeah, Mev, Nons. It's going to be more difficult to deal with him.
And I kind of feel like, and Kaz is an earshot, isn't he?
Mev is
Yeah,
standing
he's
right
right there.
next to him.
Yeah, and I can kind of go, just like look back to Kaz and go, perhaps we shouldn't talk about him as if he wasn't here.
Please, don't talk like that. Yeah.
Okay, then Mev continues.
Aki kind of like, Aki just does like a double take, and then goes like, well,
Oh yeah,
hello,
you guys
Kaz.
don't know yet.
How are you?
I apparently was ferrying children around for their amusement, so it didn't about that.
And you're capable of speech. How long has this been happening?
A few hours, maybe. Half a day.
Well, marvelous, I suppose. Wait, so you were ferrying children around, and their parents went up in arms?
We didn't see any parents. It was their teacher who seemed mostly okay.
understandably cautious, but once Curse kind of bit her, she backed off.
Not bite her, unless you are referring to my words.
I'm referring to the words.
You see Aki's face drop, and he's like, wait, what did you do?
Pointed out that her being a green dragonborn is quite ironic, having caution over me. Also that I am not called Dragon.
Oh, so you didn't actually chomp off one of her limbs or anything?
No, it was
Oh, why
just
would
an
I do that?
expression.
Okay. Things are a tad tense, are they not? But I suppose at least if we've won over the local children, they maybe could begin to imagine that you two mean them no harm. That, I suppose, is a step towards the right direction, don't you think? Yeah, Aki's kind of like, you can tell, like, just from like his expression that like he was like thinking over some things, and now knowing that Kurz can talk is almost like throwing some spanners in the works.
Yeah, while you're pondering over that, Mev continues on what she was going to say. We need to change Kurz's form.
I can try.
Mev thinks for a minute. Tom, would the fact that certain dragons can change into human form be common knowledge?
I would say you can make a history check.
Okay, because Mev has other solutions, but I don't know if she'd know that particular bit of information.
17. You've heard tales of dragons assuming forms, however, it's mostly the metallic dragons you've heard with that, specifically gold dragon.
Yeah. Also, personally, I think that rule is fucking stupid. But like that part of the lore of like only metallics makes no fucking sense. But I digress. That's a personal grievance with
That's
D&D.
a personal gripe. Yeah, I get
Also,
it.
in the lore, aren't the chromatic dragons the evil ones? So, like, wouldn't it make way more sense for them to be able to transform and like take on guises and like be sneaky
It really
about
doesn't fucking matter because dragons are like these magical beings that have equal power to each other besides like, I don't know, fucking white dragons, which are basically beasts. They all have an equal amount of power, therefore they should be able to turn themselves.
It is dumb.
Especially Kurz is a green dragon, which is like one of the smartest of chromatics.
Yeah.
So I should stop before I get into a big fucking rant.
Yeah, you're getting hot. Yeah.
The point is, the whole legend of gold dragonborns transforming is what you know.
Yeah,
The
that's
legend.
probably only because they're the most fucking common to do it.
Yeah, because
yeah.
it still does follow the whole thing about, you know, Hammer the Platinum Dragon being followed by 9, I think it was 9 gold dragons?
Yeah, so,
Mr.
yeah,
Aventura.
Mev.
Are you saying there, Ed?
Hold on, I'm just checking something. Give me 2 seconds.
Oh, I don't think I need to wait for that. I think you're checking, like, your spell list or something, but...
One is indeed.
Yeah, Mev thinks for a second. I've heard of dragons kind of changing form to a more humanoid shape, but I don't know how likely that is for Kurz because of his circumstances. We could probably cost a lot of money, but get him some sort of like true poly thing.
Okay, I might be able to perform a certain level of transmogrification on a third party. it would last. It would last quite a brief amount of time, and maybe about an hour or so, and then. But then he still would. If someone was able to see through certain illusionary magic, they would be able to spot his true form. But I might be able to do something there.
See, that's kind of what I'm worried about, temporary solutions.
An hour wouldn't really help. Like, what if we were to try and take Kurz into a city, for example, and
Exactly.
we're there for longer than an hour, which we would be.
Yes.
And
What level's True Polymorph?
it's a 9th level spell, if I recall. So,
Which
pretty
is
high.
why it would be so fucking expensive to, like, go and get someone, but we are friends with several archmages.
That's true.
I mean, in the interim, I suppose, so long as there's, a forest somewhere, Kurz could probably hide out in there. And just while we
Don't
figure
know
out
how much I like that.
just while we figure out a solution.
Maybe, but you were about to be caught for the last time you did that, and Kurz was much smaller then.
I know. I know that I'm falling back on a plan that didn't work and probably won't work that well, but I don't have any other ideas. Nothing can be done right away.
Yeah, Mev. No, it's just kind of trying to think of other sorts of solutions. I think if we can, I'd like to try and get in contact with, what is her name? Olivia?
Mhm.
I think Olivia is our best chance.
Who is currently the other side of the world? Who is kind of the other side of the continent?
It is still possible to try and get into contact with her. Oh my god, we have the sending stone, don't we?
You have the sending stone. That's both Olivia and Ferrant.
Oh my god. Yeah. Fucking... Yes, thank you so much, Kinley. I completely forgot. Mev takes out the stone. I have the sending stone that can contact her.
Oh, capital.
I think... if we got something, ring or something, that we could put on Cutters, some sort of necklace maybe, that changes his form.
Yes.
It would be quite expensive, but I think it would be worth it in the long run, and maybe we can pay over time.
Indeed. Maybe to... Yes, just something that could disguise him as some... Like a dog, for instance, or a horse, or...
I don't think that would work as a dog.
Well,
I'm aiming for human, so that Cutters can communicate.
okay, cut the difference. What about a centaur?
What do you want, Cutters?
Would I have to...
It's likely, yes.
I will take.
Alright, I'll see what she can do. Aki.
Yes.
Because of the amount of money that this is probably going to take,
You would like me to take a small business loan out from the inventory trading company, wouldn't you?
it kind of is the only way unless we get super fucking rich real quick.
Of course, true. Unless we get super fucking rich real quick.
The only way I would be able to is I would need to get to a port city. I can't remember. Actually, Tom, can I remember just from doing my business dealings if we had an outpost, if the Aventori Trading Company had an outpost in Port Honor?
It wouldn't have a big presence there, but as a port city, it would have a presence. It probably wouldn't have like a a big dedicated like office area like it does in Port Embar. But there might be a delegate. There might be a delegate.
There would be a small delegation there.
Yeah, but you have heard. You've heard from your trading side of things. You've heard bad things about Port Honor.
What kind of bad? Like it's basically a pirate haven. What kind of bad?
Yeah, essentially.
You've heard that from Mev too.
Yeah.
Yeah, true. And Aki kind of goes, I think we've got a small presence in Port Honor, as much as people can have a presence there. I might be able to, from there, be able to dig into the family coffers, or perchance send word over there for a certain increase in the payroll to be sent from NASA. I could make it work, I think.
Well, if you want, we can figure out how much we're dealing with exactly.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Aki goes. Okay. Yes. Let's. It's our only option. You know, have to cut back on the expansion plans, but yes, make the call, Mevela. I'll have to make the excuses to the board.
Fucking. Mev looks to Kindling. We're going to try and get into contact with Olivia and see if she can, she or some of her colleagues can make a, kind of a polymorph for Curse. And she gestures to Curse, who's gotten way bigger. He's getting harder to hide. We can't do this forever. I don't know. I guess he's been eating well.
How do you get taller, kid?
Yeah, wait.
Done.
Yes. Yes, I do. Yes.
Yeah, Mev looks at Kindling, just like, yep. She's not surprised by this.
He replies back to you in Draconic. I mean, if you would prefer Draconic, that's...
Hold on, I'm just curious. Oh, okay. So I was looking up to find out what Draconic sounds like. Apparently, several hard consonants and sibilants. It employs sounds that that humans describe as hissing, and as well as a noise that sounds like a beast clearing its throat.
Ah, it's Parseltongue.
Kinda. And apparently it does say the audible footprint of Draconic grates on the ears, according to the Dragon Wiki.
So, Are you making the call to Olivia?
Yeah.
These camp
Hold
notes
on.
down.
Fucking Mev, actually looks to Aki, something kind of dawning on her face.
Yes, what is it?
The person we met the other day. He had the spider.
The half orc and the provisioners, yes.
Should I tell her about that?
Yes, I would like to know about if there have been any more developments with Jasara, was her name, was it?
Alara?
Alara, that's it, thank you. And yeah, because as part of the conversation, if you can extend it, see if you can find out any new developments about Alara and her ilk, and then based on that, we should give the information about our new friend. Yes, but first things first, we need to make sure we can find a way of a permanent end to Kerr's disguising himself.
Well, let me see what I can do. I think, what are the rules for this thing? 25 words twice a day?
Once a day, but it's bound to 2 people, so you can use it once a day for each person. Which is Olivia and Ferron.
Okay.
So it is a regular sending stone, but Ferron enchanted it.
What a nice guy.
Alright, give me a second while I figure out what to say. Again.
To give you time, we can go over to Havelock. Havelock, you awake to something slimy poking at your back. You notice a almost like bright cyan sort of puddle, almost like floating atop of the water itself.
Oh
but
god.
Part of it sort of like extends out to a hand that's sort of like poking at you. Okay, make a bite attack. So it's a d20 plus your strength modifier. That misses. But as you sort of like go to bite at the other hand, you watch as the slime sort of like recoils, so like pulls itself up onto the like out of the water, and so like partially forms itself, and you notice the slime is visually minus the cyan complexion is in the form of Lady Narava. You realize that you nearly bit Flip.
Havelock just kind of pulls himself out of the water. What are you doing?
Oh, hell, you were in the water. I thought you might have drowned or something.
Oh.
No. I'm a sailor extraordinaire. I don't need to breathe.
Right. Not aware of this. I'm sorry.
That's fine. Hey, I got a question.
Yeah.
Can you eat something for me?
Have anything? Oh.
I do. Havok swims over to his supplies and takes out the dye bomb.
She brings herself like into a full form. Just, I assume you hand the dye bomb to her.
Yes.
You want this?
Yeah, it does have some cool tricks. I want to see how it would work with you.
Want to need to get it like normal people do, or how I would normally?
Yeah, what is normal?
I would absolutely love for you to eat this how you normally eat this.
Presses it against herself, and you just sort of like watches it sort of like holds for a few seconds before it just goes in.
And how do you feel?
That's in me right now.
Is it breaking down at all, Tom? Is she turning more colors?
You sort of see it so like slowly being compressed slightly, until eventually like the protective covering for it breaks. Roll a d12 for me.
Oh god. I'm scared.
2.
2. Okay.
Deuces.
You sort of watch as the interior, so like the dye bomb sort of like goes off, and you watch as almost like it's a slow motion explosion, like this ball of orange starts to expand outwards. Oh, that. Huh? You sort of like watch the form like shifts and move about. It almost looks like she's like essentially like moving parts of her to try and move it out. A few bits, there's a few like bursts of oranges here and there as she moves part of it away, but she is now stained partially orange. What did you do?
It's just something that like temporarily dyes water. How much percentage of water are you?
All of it.
I don't know. Does this like wash off or?
It should go away in a little bit. If we add more water to you, will you get bigger? Can you change more of your shape?
Oh my god.
No, I was in the pond there poking at you and I didn't get any bigger.
Well, yes, you were just there, but were you absorbing water into yourself?
I was gonna say. She's like freaking out and Havelock's like, okay, yeah. But
she is like she's panicking a little bit. I don't know. I don't ask myself these things. I just
Havelock just pats her on the shoulder. It'll take a little bit of time to wear off. You're gonna be fine. It's just to make things colorful.
Okay. So like sinks down a little bit, so I don't like the top half of her is like still formed, and she's essentially, just taking breaths.
We'll be right back.
In character or out of character?
In character.
Okay.
Incredible.
He's gonna head outside and he is going to book it to the group.
Okay. So, Mev, you found out the words that you want to say, yes?
Yeah. Olivia? It's Mevalair. We've run into a bit of trouble and need a necklace to see polymorph someone for a good amount of time. That's 24 words.
Okay. Flip is too panicked to even do a insight check in regards to that. There's a few seconds before you hear Olivia reply back. That seems rather vague, Mevalair. I need more detail. A necklace for whom and why? Don't worry, I'll send you a spell back. A few seconds before you hear her again. There's many factors. Easier to speak in person. If you have an ideal place to meet up, I'm all in.
Okay. And I can reply back to the sending.
Yeah, because she sent you a sending spell immediately afterwards.
Yeah. It's a long and complicated story, but we're heading down south to Port Honor.
Pause before she responds.
Oh, she can teleport.
I will have to travel from Sangan on foot, but I may be able to get there soon. Let me know a good place to wait.
Okay, is there a place that I particularly frequent in Port Honor?
The most
Say a certain tavern.
Yeah. So, you know a handful of the taverns, and Havelock knows most of these taverns too. You mostly stick around the near the dockyard area. The two that come to mind is the Merry Mermaid, which is a more upstanding, not like posh per se, but compared to the alternative, it's a nice place, frequently populated by merchants and sailors and such. The other one is the Mermaid, spelled M-U-R space M-A-Y-D, which you and the Nymph's Needle and the Havelock's Case of Ruby's Wrath frequent a lot due to the secondary establishment in the Siren's Grove.
Mm-hmm.
But the Siren's Grove is only known on the pirate.
Okay. Then I'll pick the more appropriate place for Olivia. Meet us at the Merry Mermaid. We also think that we might be gathering more information on Telaria and her group. Alara.
Almost immediately after you finish saying that, she sends a spell immediately afterwards. So you do hear a motto right at the beginning, using a few words. This taps me out. Be very careful, Mevalair. They are very dangerous, Also, I'd be careful, since there has been a situation, Lara. That's where the spell ends.
Shit.
Son of a bee sting.
You can respond
Yeah.
back. She used one of her last spell slots.
Yeah, so I can do one last reply.
Yep.
We'll be cautious about it. Try and update me on the situation when you can. And when we meet up, don't freak out.
Alright. There's no further response from Olivia.
Yeah, she can't. Alright. I mean, technically she could, but that's a higher spell slot, and that's not worth it. But, yeah, Mev looks to the rest of the group. She just she actually shakes her head a little bit. It's weird having someone else in there. Alright.
So now you know how it feels, then.
Honestly, I don't think it's quite the same. It was more like if this thing, and she holds up the sending stone, was in my head.
You actually notice, because when the Sending Stone was enchanted, it would originally just been like a red color, but then when it was enchanted by Ferron, it was 1 half blue, 1 half red. Now it's completely blue.
Okay. So if I contacted him, basically it would drain of its blue color until
Possibly.
the next day, right?
Possibly.
Okay. Yeah. She does have to travel a ways, but she said she would meet us in Port Honor.
All right, superb.
We
seem hopeful. Could you not quite read that in the small amount of writing?
She thinks for a second. I told her that it was important, but traveling all the way from Sangan to Port Honor is certainly a ways. We're going to meet her there and explain more of the situation. But it seems she also has something to explain. Something happened with Alara. Yeah. Give us an idea. But it's gonna take us a while to get out of the Morag anyways, so.
Indeed, hopefully she isn't waiting too long though.
Actually, Mev actually realizes something.
Mm-hmm.
Why the fuck is she in Sangan?
Oh yeah, she was in the large before, wasn't she?
Yeah, she was.
Wait, I was like, did we miss the presence of Alara's company and Sangan when we were there? And she's now gone there to mop them up. That's
don't
peculiar.
Exactly know, but I mean, obviously something brought her there. It will probably be explained to us later.
Hopefully, yes.
Who's this Lara you guys going on about?
Alara was one of our first kind of hostile encounters. She was a particularly powerful mage that was dealing with some fucked shit.
Yes, quite fucked indeed.
We managed to capture her and get her put away, kind of, but eh.
And made a friend of,
Mev hand wiggles.
yeah, and made a friend out of the Archmage of Lanarch, Olivia, who Mevele was just talking to. But it was strange for her business to be drawn so far south. That's what we were wondering.
Especially considering that the last time that she had some sort of business down here, she asked us to take care of it. Which means that whatever is going on was enough to move her.
Indeed.
Alara was also characterized by the spider on her cheek.
Yes.
Like the half-orc we saw.
Oh.
Are we just convenient? Fucking... That is true, but that means that she could just get any other grunt to do something. She actually went to Sangan.
It's just quite funny if it was just like, I mean, I've got friends in Sangan, I was just visiting them, we talked about...
Yeah. Fucking... I think... we should get some more information from him. Actually talk to him about whatever the fuck this is.
Who, the man with the tattoo?
That's right.
Somehow I suspect he wouldn't be all that forthcoming with information.
Maybe not. That's why we wait. And Mev, puts the setting stone away, but you see like a little glint of a dagger. We'll be patient and get all of our information that we need here. And then, you know, once we're about to leave, we confront him. Not that we want to make enemies, of course. We'll try to avoid hostilities.
You do see Aki's face change on this. And he goes, as long as no blood is spilled and we do not leave this place under an acrimonious air, I think we should be fine.
You know that I'll try not to. I always try to make friends instead of enemies first. But Olivia told us to be careful.
Indeed. Exactly. It's just like these people have been nothing but kind to us. I don't want to bring. Okay, they haven't been. Okay, not nothing but kind, but they could have left us out in the wilderness. I just don't want to. I would just rather not have been done with bloodshed, essentially. Okay.
And I'm telling you that we will try. But you saw what happened in the Larch. Whatever the fuck that slime creature was.
Yes. I try not to remember, but yes.
It's better to err on the side of caution. Don't be paranoid and draw blades, but you also need to settle with the fact that things may not go beautifully. Yeah, lots of parallels here.
Alright, fine. I understand. But let's do what we can to ensure beauteousness, okay?
Yeah. Mev nods and she looks to the rest of the group, claps her hands together. Alright. So then she pauses. Where's Havelock?
You sort of...
Okay, yes.
Well, I would say, Aki, you sort of like look around and notice Someone coming towards you at great speed.
Rolling around at the speed of sound.
Places I go. Follow my rainbow. Eventually, you see Havelock very quickly sort of come by and stop.
And Aki just immediately goes, "Why the Why the entrance? What have you done?"
I have done nothing. I fell asleep. Cool was all.
Fucking Mev looked like she was going to speak to defend Havelock, and then he said that, and she just looks at him slowly.
Ask Kindling. He was with me last night.
Kindling, when did you leave Havelock? How much time has he had by him? Yeah, Mev looks back at Havelock. And you hear telepathically, what is it? What did you do?
He answers in your mind, the slime lady kind of ate Kindling's dye bomb that he gave to me. She's partially orange.
That actually isn't so bad, is it? Do you know if it's permanent?
I don't think it's permanent. I don't want to stick around to find out.
Huh! Mev looks to Kindling, trying to figure out how to say this without getting Havelock caught. It looks like she's trying to say something for a while, and she looks back to Havelock. You better hope it's not permanent. Did you just abandon her?
I said I'd be right back.
You have no intention of being right back, do you?
Kinda. I mean,
Havelock.
listen, I came to you guys for ideas, but apparently we're having a meeting.
The meeting's done, and she points to Kindling. Take Kindling to the side, tell him what you've done, and ask if it's permanent.
Kindling, meeting. Let's go. Over there. By that tree.
By that tree.
Watch out for that tree.
Freaking.
Quickly pulls him over to the side, starts whispering. Okay. Dye bombs. How permanent are they?
Yeah.
Okay. Good. You are now an accessory to this. We have died the slime.
Oh.
Yes.
Fucking we.
Yeah, we.
We have died Blip because she consumed the bomb and is now kinda orange.
Who is?
I'm not going to understand how slime mind works. Go ahead.
Ooh.
Wow.
Ooh.
Spicy.
Havelock looks a little panicked.
A little guilty.
He's done a fucky wucky.
but she's not dead.
That's nice.
Gee, thank you.
I asked her to because I wanted to see what would happen. She's not dead, but you're coming with me to explain to her.
I love that insistence. She's not dead.
But
Ev, you want to walk with us?
Yeah, sure.
Wait.
Aki, could you get us some breakfast?
sure. What do people have in mind?
Weird meat.
Don't know, some sort of yogurt? She shrugs
yeah.
and
Fermented milk, disgusting offal. Anything else?
A bagel.
Again.
No, wait, 2 bagels.
Bagel.
A bagel?
It's a type of bread. And Mev goes off with them.
Okay. And then Aki kind of goes. So it's just me by myself now.
Well, you have fur.
You have fur and
Okay.
fur.
Okay, and then so I was gonna go just to. Well, what are you two doing? I guess I'm now the group butler.
Oh, I mean, is it? Do you think it'll be safe for Curse to be walking about?
I don't think he should be. People here are so deeply afraid that we may have run over the local children, but their parents will still be petrified. Perhaps if he is to stay here, but by the cottages, but in the open, so people can at least see him being harmless and contented in that way. Maybe they become more accustomed to his presence. So I think he should stay here. Kaz, do you think you'll be all right to be able dear boy?
I'll be fine. No,
Can I get you-
I'll stay with him.
You sure?
Yeah. I
All right.
mean,
If
easy way to show
if-
that he's harmless is if he's not doing anything to me. Yeah.
I suppose, yes. If anyone gives you any trouble or grief, shout, will you? And what do you two fancy for breakfast?
Oh.
Okay, food, great. Kaz?
Any meat.
I will see how much my these puny arms can carry. And Aki will kind of just look back to them both, sort of do a right then, quick nod, and he'll walk and he will trundle back towards the where the food was.
As you're doing that, you actually you do hear like a squeak of terror from behind you.
I do sort of like just like stop and double back and turn around and see if I can see what squeaked.
Kurz is lifting fur onto his back by grabbing the back of his leather armor. Leather armor, even.
Aki just cracks a smile and just goes, "Oh, careful with her, dear boy."
It's fine. The children weren't hurt, I don't think. This'll be fine.
He doesn't think. Okay, all right, back in a few. He'll keep going.
Alrighty. We'll go with team fixing Havelock's mess. Although actually, just notice the time. Let's take a small 10-minute break.
Okay.
Just gonna notice that we're usually at the time where we have a small break.
Nice. I wonder if bagels are going to be canon.
Not to mention. Right. So, team consequences of actions. You all rather horridly head back to the baths area.
Who the fuck's again? Where is Blip?
You don't. Make a perception check.
Do I see bright orange in the water?
You can make a perception check if you're just specifically looking there. 20. You don't see orange. You see a light cyan.
Okay. Mev somewhat nervously goes over to the water, peeks. Hello?
The cyan like slime thing sort of like shifts a bit, and you see what essentially is an eye that's staring back at you.
Ah. Hello, Blip?
Hi.
How are you?
Ate something and something happened.
Would you like to get up so I can see?
Okay.
Oh.
Just sort of like pulls herself up. You notice that she remains cyan until it gets to the lower end, where it's just a big blob of orange.
Oh. It looks like you've been stained.
Yeah, I couldn't get rid of it, so I just kind of just moved it and then sort of hid here until it hopefully washed off or something.
Yeah, Mev looks to Kindling and Havelock.
Havelock nudges kindling forward. Go on, it was your
Oh.
item.
Ah! You shit.
You notice that Blip hasn't like retaken in the form of Lady Narava. Like she's taken something akin to her. She looks how the art for the plasmoids look like.
Mm-hmm.
So you can sort of see she's looking towards you. What did you do? Why did he make me eat that?
Havelock's kind of a troublemaker.
It was for science.
She shakes her head. It was a poorly done prank.
It'll go away, right? It'll stop being like this, right?
Yeah, let Kindling answer. So, it should go away very soon. Listen, Blip.
Huh?
It really isn't so bad. It seems like you take a lot of pride in your appearance, right? That's a good point. She in pain?
No. I mean, it felt weird when it was sort of like, spreading about, but now it just feels like something's stuck on me. Point.
Okay.
I take a lot of pride in the appearance of Lady Narava. I don't have an appearance of my own. I mean, I do, but it's not very pretty or anything.
Well, maybe this is a good time to experiment a little bit. Have a day of weirdness and fun.
So, like, looks at you. Sort of, again, you can't see her expression because she's not really in the form of something. Seconds before you see, like, her form sort of, like, begin to sort of, like, shift and move about. You watch as the orange is sort of gradually moving up on the body before eventually, like, it sort of, like, stops like from the top to, like, around the waist area. So, like, watch as she works the form around a little bit until eventually, barring the orange, like, hair-like stuff, you're looking at a slime version of yourself, Nev.
Delicious.
Mev grins at this. I think you do me better than me.
No, I don't.
But see, there's a lot of potential in it. You can use it for accents.
I mean, yes.
Orange and blue are really nice colors together.
It's true, they're complementary.
Huh. Let's think about that, maybe.
Actually, with orange in your palette, imagine how many different outfits you could have. If you wanted to wear clothing.
Never actually dry clothes.
Well, see, this is what I said. It's a good opportunity to get out of your comfort zone.
Do you have any more of those?
Yeah, she's gonna look at Kindling.
Have some to try. Oh. Okay. How do you work this normally? I didn't like it when it pops.
Fucking Mev used girl talk. It's super effective.
Okay, alright, okay. About it? Okay. Oh. Just
Does she do anything, or?
she's just holding on to it and just sort of like looking at it.
Yeah. You know, Blip, if you need any advice for coming up with kind of your own style. Also, that's true too. If you want to stain him, you can.
Empty. Yes. I think I could maybe do this more than he could. You know, he kind of...
That's true.
Kind of can't shift his form, so...
Oh yeah, definitely. You could wear those colors a lot better than him.
You know, I can't change my shape, but I can do this.
What does he fucking do?
Visibility.
Invisibility.
Flip out of existence.
Hey,
We do.
now that he's not here, I was actually thinking maybe what it would look like if Swatches her form to like shifts a bit more as she keeps the hair as is, but essentially becomes a Havelock, but with orange
Havelock with
hair.
bright orange hair, bright curly orange hair. I think that's one way to do it. You can like take different parts of people that you like. Gingerlock.
How close to the edge of the pool is she?
About 5 feet away.
I don't think you can push her.
I'm not gonna push her.
Mm-hmm.
He isn't.
How dare you?
Maybe, I mean, I never thought of a reason to really take on other forms. Lady Narava was fine with me using her form, so I using her form.
Mev takes out some of her sketch paper. Why don't we make you some? I'm a really good artist.
Like styles or
Like, styles, different faces you could use. See, like, what kind of pops.
I'd like that. I tell you know Narava though that I'm busy. I've got ending to do.
Mev thinks about it. Well, if you have a job to do, we could help out, and then when you're free, we could do it.
Sure, I guess.
Alright, sounds good. I'm excited to help you.
I'm excited to see what you come up with. Is it all of you or just you?
Mev looks to Kindling because she can't look at Havelock. She knows that he's there, but what do you guys think? You don't necessarily have to help out, but I mean, you did kind of dye her orange. For us. Fucking. Mev nods in agreement. So the least that you could do is help her with her work, right, Havelock?
Havelock would like to try and sneak into the pool of water.
Fucking.
Make a self check with advantage.
What is that? Perception for me?
Perception with disadvantage.
What do you mean? I don't get disadvantage. She gets advantage.
Pretty sure it's check on it. Mass attack. Or that's conditions. And where is little creatures possible to see about the age of magic? Oh no, it's attack rolls I was thinking of. Attack rolls.
I was gonna say. Skill check shouldn't have that, so.
The regular perception roll.
I can beat that, but I need a nat 20.
Hey!
Oh!
You almost miss it, but then you hear the sound of like something somewhat heavily hitting the water.
Yeah, Mev immediately looks to the water.
See some
Lock.
You can see like the water sort of rippling around a certain area.
Havelock just quickly takes off his coat and throws it around Blip.
Fucking. Honestly, you're ridiculous. Mev, because if it's not on Havelock, that coat reappears.
Yep.
Yeah, Mev takes the coat off. So sorry. She sets it down and, actually, no. She takes the coat and she goes to the edge of the water. Havelock, if you don't come out, I'm burning this.
From pretty close to there, you just hear him. Listen, if she's gonna look like me, she's gotta dress like me.
That isn't the point of any of this. You need to come help out and make up for what you did.
I'm gonna help. I'm right here.
We're leaving to go tend to sheep.
Okay, and I'm still following you.
Uh-huh. I'll trust that when we're out of water range.
Why? Because you won't come get me in water range.
Get out of the water.
I already am. He says at the edge.
Fuck you, I can see the ripples.
Fuck you, that's my hair.
Fucking Mav's gonna reach out to the ripples and grab whatever she can.
Oh. What's the roll that we usually did, Peach, to see if something gets grabbed?
Like 1d6.
Do you remember what the rolls were?
Head, left arm, right arm. Torso, left leg, right leg.
Yeah.
Congratulations, you grab his fucking face.
Fucking, I would like to grab him by the hair. Thank you.
Fine.
And let's just do a strength to see how hard she pulls you. Yup. Mev drags Havelock by the hair out of the water.
Let's pull follicles.
I fuck. What are you doing?
Come on, get up or I'm going to keep pulling you.
I'm getting up. If you don't stop, I will make swords appear.
Mev, when she's a reasonable distance away from the water, lets Havelock go. Come on, stick bug.
Havelock will follow along.
Okay.
He doesn't have any more opinion.
So you all travel along.
His head hurts.
Blip is sort of like still like alternating at the very least the face parts, switching between Garava, Havelock, and Ev's face. Though you do watch on the odd time, she sort of like looks over at Kinley and tries to emulate his face.
Yeah. You don't commonly do animal-like shapes, do you?
No,
And
I tried to once. The kid I dated to got nightmares.
oh, it doesn't seem like you typically do masculine faces either.
I mean,
mean, I do it once or twice, but as I say, I prefer just sticking with Lady Terava's form. I guess I'm just used to her face.
Mev nods. So what's the deal with you, though?
What do you mean?
I mean, you like her face that much. Are you two friends, gal pals?
Well, she's the one that that told us that I should stay and help out with the tribe.
So you two are at least close.
Keep me alive here and lets me use her form when I don't have my own. So she respects her forms. Oh.
Yeah, Mev nods in understanding. Do you two ever,
I don't know.
fuck?
She just stops dead in her track. No, I would. No! No, never, no. I don't even.
You just hear Hadlock speak up from the back. You wanna fuck?
Oh my god.
No, I don't even know how that would even work with me.
I'm sorry, did we get you off guard?
Yes, you did.
I mean, if you need help thinking of ideas.
No, I don't need any ideas whatsoever. And that's what you see. She's just fully revert back to like the typical like plasmoid form at this point.
Yeah, she's embarrassed. Fucking. Sorry. I just thought that even a creature like you would, at least occasionally.
About that much? Because I don't even know much about myself.
You don't seem to experiment a lot, do you?
No, because this is all I've known, and this is what I'm comfortable with.
Mev nods. I don't know. I don't think I could stop asking questions,
Like, does my form expand if I take in more water?
Considering how long I was in the pond there, I think we can say that's a definitive no.
Well, I'm sorry if we surprised or offended you.
No, it's just I don't know if I even could if I wanted to.
Yeah, well, I guess because of the way you are, I guess you don't have, like, hormones or anything. You don't have the body chemistry that, like, makes you want to do that.
Maybe, I don't know. Look, the only thing I know about myself is that one day I just was.
Yeah, we all go through that.
Mev looks like she's gonna say something, but considering her past, she can't say anything.
Doesn't want to be a hypocrite.
She could say that most people develop over time, but Mev also had a very similar circumstance, so. Yeah, I get that. Fucking,
how's Kinling looking at this whole conversation? Because he backed away when things started getting sexual.
Those old clickbait. Fine conversation gone wrong. Gone sexual.
Yeah. Okay, but I want to insight him.
Jesus Christ, Peach. These rolls today.
Yeah, I've been getting some pretty good rolls today. Okay. Yeah. Mev will just continue along. She asked the burning question on her mind.
Peach is mine too.
Yep.
Right. Eventually, Blip brings you over to the sheep that you saw she was looking after the day before, and basically just quickly walks through what her responsibilities are, making sure that the sheep are fed, that they're not showing any signs of illness. Just overall, just keeping an eye out on them.
Alright. Then I guess we're spending time with Blip, taking care of sheep.
Go ahead and make an animal handling check. See how well you look after the sheep. That's for all of you at helping Blip.
Do we get advantage because of help?
I'll say yeah.
Okay.
Good job, Havelock.
Good job, Kinling.
Okay. Middling. I love how Kinling's the best.
The sheep speak to him.
Well, I think doesn't Kinling have the ability as a barbarian totem to speak to animals again?
Yep.
So, well, yeah. So you spend the majority of your day, just basically looking after sheep with Blip. Aki, what are you doing?
I'm going to get breakfast for people.
Okay. You ask around, and there are a few of them point you in the direction of sort of like the what's it called, communal kitchen.
Okay, I'll head over to the communal kitchen then.
There's several people that are just sort of like cooking some various foods and such. There's some areas which are sort of like empty with both cooked and raw food sort of here and there. This is another way that it's not unsanitary before the ghost of Gordon Ramsay hunts me down.
He's dead?
No.
Oh. Shit. Okay. So I will go over to where the food's been cooked and sort of see what's spread out there.
Yeah. It sounds like leftovers from the night before.
Okay. So is there any weird looking meat left over?
Yes, there is.
Okay, Aki also just realised, because Aki likes talking in the third person, Aki just realised that he didn't bring anything to bring this food back in.
Oops.
Are there plates there? Question mark?
There appears to be some plates, yeah. Some of them are being washed up by some of the various members of the tribe.
Okay, I'll grab 2 clean plates.
Alright.
And then I'll just start piling on some a good chunk of the leftover gross meat, a chunk of the leftover meat that Aki would like. There's not like any yogurt or anything or anything else sort of. It's all just basically leftovers from yesterday, right?
Leftovers. You see a few things that are being sort of like cooked up. A few eggs. You see some milk that's there too.
Okay, Aki will kind of just go over to where the kitchens are and just say, morning. Sorry, I'm sure, as you know, I'm not quite. I'm a new arrival here.
Yes, I've heard.
How does the system work? Can we take the food that's on offer? Like, could I perchance steal one of the eggs you're preparing?
Yeah, sure. You can basically just grab what you want. If you want to cook something, you cook something. Everything here is free for you to use.
Great, thank you. And Aki will, on one of the plates, basically. There's not an egg already cooked, is there?
Doesn't look like it now.
Okay. Aki will, in that case, then basically say, well, when that's ready, it would be a great honor if I could have one of the eggs you're making, if that's okay. I can make you one in exchange.
No, I don't mind. I like cooking, so it's fine.
Fair enough. And Aki will kind of just. Aki hasn't got any food on him to even prepare, really. Aki was kind of an idiot with this.
He did not think this through.
No, I didn't. Aki will just sort of he'll nibble on a bit of the leftover edible food. While waiting for the eggs to be cooked.
Which doesn't take long. It's eggs.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
So he just like once it finishes cooking, he just puts it over the place like, pretty hungry fella, aren't you?
Yes. It was a good meal was few and far between in the Mirage.
Yeah, probably. I'm just thinking, like, what you got there? You got some lamb, you got some beef, you got some snake, some alligator there.
That's what that is. Oh, yes. It's all scrumptious, truly delicious. Yes, good eating indeed. Yes. Could I have one of those eggs? The food's getting a bit cold.
He just puts the eggs on the now precariously stacked full plates.
Thank you. Right. Have a lovely day. May your winds be fair. And he will just sort of, and Aki will rather precariously.
May your winds be fail.
He was kind of. Aki was kind of flummoxing. I'm kind of like, I need something to say, and he kind of pulled that out. I don't know where that came from. And then Aki will just sort of rather precariously walk back with 2 plates full of food, mostly meat with some eggs.
Alrighty, so you're just getting like food, no like nothing from like no milk or anything now.
He hasn't got anything to carry it in, mate.
Well, it's good, but okay.
Yeah, but he's got to empty the water out.
Okay, fair enough.
And do you know how hard getting cleaning a water skin full of milk would be? You'll get all stinky. You haven't thought it through, Thomas. You haven't thought of the smell. Yeah, Aki will just walk back.
Alrighty. Is he not?
Do I play this dangerous? Now that because you haven't said anything. Do I roll dexterity to see if I actually make it back without anything for? Yeah, it'll be fun. Fuck it. Dexterity. Saving throw or normal check, Tom. Actually, it's the same. It's the same modifier. So I'll do dexterity. 6.
You lose one of the plates.
No. Aki, while walking, is like a little tuft of earth just gets under his foot. He's, then he kind of like loses it, and he just watches smash on the floor.
I mean, it doesn't smash. It's a wooden plate, but like the food goes just stewing across the ground.
Fuck sticks. Aki will kind of precariously sort of like try to like he will kind of like take like a look at the plate, look back at the food on the ground, and kind of like weigh up whether he actually wants to like bend down and try to pick up some of the increasingly dirtier food. Aki just goes, whatever, and he'll just keep walking.
Alrighty. You walk with your remaining plate of food back to where back to where your cabins are.
Okay, and he'll just go, right, well, Kaz, I imagine most of it will be for you. Fur, would you like to take what you fancy?
Sure, I guess. She sort of like more awkwardly climbs off Kurz.
Aki will kind of like lift. Aki will kind of like try to like hold it up to her.
No, it's fine. I can stretch my legs anyway.
Understandable.
Climbs down. Grabs some food. Just like sits down nearby and just starts eating it. Kurz just looks at it like. Just grabs a chunk of it in his mouth. Like throws his head back and just swallows it in one go.
Is it to your liking, sir?
It's fine. Don't actually do anything for me, but it's fine.
Well, I think with your size, I assume the whole rest of the plate's for you.
No, I mean, I haven't had to eat since I've been around.
Wait, what do you mean?
Yeah, I don't know either.
You don't require sustenance. You can like eat off the sunlight like a plant.
Don't think I ever need that.
It would explain the green scales, I suppose.
I just like how the food tastes is all.
Interesting. Well, you are quite the conundrum, Kaz, if you don't mind me saying.
Oh, I know.
Okay, so
I know. But when you go about 2 weeks with literally no food and no drink and nothing happens to you, you sort of realize maybe you don't need it.
you don't feel yourself wasting away. You don't hunger. Do you feel hungry ever?
No.
Thirsty?
Nope.
Do you feel your energy sapping away at all? Or?
I mean, I need to sleep, but
All right, then. I guess in that case I'll eat a bit more than I thought. Well then, I can kind of just like sits cross-legged on the ground next to Kurz and Fur, and then sort of starts like eating a bit of a bit of lamb that he'd got on the plate.
Yeah.
A bit of normal food.
Kurz sort of lies down between the two of you so that you can essentially use him to prop yourself up.
Thank you. So, Fur, after you left at dinner, I did have a word with the speaker and Tom name.
Speaker Tullus.
No, and the woman. Sorry,
Narava.
Narava. Thank you. Because after you left, we did have a word with Narava and Tullus. As far as I'm aware, they're happy for Kurz and you and Kurz to remain here until they figure out the nature of your relationship. And Narava is at least an ally in our cause of finding a home for you two here. And Tullus also. So it means there is a chance of persuading them to allow you two to perchance live within Meridon lands. But again, it might depend on actions and how agreeable we are to the rest of the community, Kaz included. And if I suppose if we can assist the Myrmidon in some way, perhaps with this war that's going on between the creatures here, then we may be able to exchange our services for a home, essentially. That sounds agreeable. Not a home without irons or chains or outside of staying away from other groups and possibly a restriction on flying above the canopy. Living without restriction.
I think I want to stay here.
I understand, but there may be the chance that this is the least worst option. This is the first place, essentially, where, and possibly the only place on the continent where curs wouldn't be killed on sight.
Well, that's gonna get to the point where you heard them. They don't.
I don't
want,
know.
They don't want anything to bring risk to them. Curs gets big enough to the point where he has to move about a lot. Gets spotted. Those would just buying myself a few years of. If anything, if there was a way, if not severing the connection between myself and others, but making it so that we don't quickly get this overwhelming desire to be near each other, we can just be away from each other for a good enough length of time, then that'd be fine. I can live my life and, you know, see hers whenever I want. He can live his life and see me, you know, without us putting each other at risk.
All right. In that case, maybe it's not the right tactic to think so long term. As long as just let's the only role in the Myrmidon can play be figuring out the nature of your relationship and then play it from there. Does that sound agreeable?
If anything, that's what I'm leaning towards now. Options are available for me if I can't or don't stay here.
Right, yes. We'll have to live it day by day, I suppose. Well, at least you've won over the local children.
I think that was Kurz himself than anything. They simply want a bit of a ride around, and I give them a ride around. I don't think the rest of them. I don't think I can win my way into their hearts through dragon rides.
No, sadly not. We'll have to figure. We'll have to figure something out. Right.
Well, I mean,
And like always, yeah.
Phyllis did say that we have a bit of time while they discuss both our issues.
Exactly, yes. Pete, shush. Exactly. So, I don't know. I'm just trying to figure out what options we have.
Probably have a lot, but they're getting narrower as well, depending on what they're deciding. Well,
Exactly, yes.
for me, anyway. I don't know what the hell they're thinking about with yourself.
don't know either. I fear it. I mean, maybe they want to cut this stupid tattoo out of my chest and dissect it. I don't know.
And have they said anything about it?
No, they haven't. They call it a dragon mark. So maybe it has something to. I don't know.
Kerr speaks up. That was. I even think there was me. It was not me.
I'm not blaming. Because I'm not blaming you for being kept up at night by the scratching of wood lice 2 houses away. Don't worry.
What?
What do you mean?
I said that wasn't me. I gave the dragon mark. I got nothing to do with dragon
Exactly.
marks.
I'm not blaming you. Don't worry.
Oh, it's all this about lice. 2 houses. Huh?
Okay. Part of the effect of the brand of the mark is it gives me incredibly sharp senses, which means I can see incredibly far. I can hear whispers. I can hear whispers at 100 paces. That sort of thing. But it's to the point where, essentially, I can hear everything at all times. It's kind of agonizing. I take a lot of adjustment.
Okay, that definitely wouldn't be me. If I could get dragon marks, I could give a swing.
Well, it's got its uses, I suppose. Well, it certainly helped get through the Mirage, I suppose.
Yeah, I guess it did.
Yeah.
That's how we're gonna get back through that.
I haven't even begun to thought about it. I'm hoping the Meridon might have some sort of trails they follow, or I don't know.
Where
or
are you guys heading after this?
I think the idea is we go to Port Honor, and then from Port Honor there may be some business of Mevelair's in there, given its connection to it's quite the haven for piratical groups. And then from there, not quite sure really. I mean, depends what life has in store for us, what the rest of the group fancies doing. We could charter a ship and sail across the open sea. We could, I don't know, guys, the way's open for us, I suppose. But perchance, if we were able to, it could be tricky because I suppose find the main road back through here and not too much traffic. We'll have to stay off road again, sadly. But it might be another arduous journey to get to the other side of the Mirage can go to. But that's a battle for another day that we don't need to worry ourselves now. Here we have, well,
Another battle.
Yes, indeed. Yes. Yes. I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, for I really thought they'd be different. I truly did.
I mean, they kind of are. Didn't kill
Well,
Curzon
different
Sai
enough.
after all.
Not different enough, I suppose, then.
Well, it sounds like we've got a few allies, so who knows?
Yes. Alright, well. Eat up, we could have a long day.
Right? So. Anyone do anything else for the remainder of the day?
I love how Aki got all of that food and back late.
What?
Got all the food
Aki
and
got all
fucked
that
off.
food.
And all of you left.
Yep. Granted, we thought it was going to be a shorter amount of time, but
You guys had to help out the little slime girls.
That's true. He can find us if he wants to look for us. Fucking Mev apparently is spending the day with Blip, working on different faces and styles that she could have.
I thought you looked at you
Fucking-
looked up a sheep.
Yeah, you guys are. We're looking after sheep, but Tom said like for the rest of the day.
I mean, if it's anything in particular, I mean, it's just in general. Like, if you've got other plans, then I'm all ears for it.
I don't think so. We're waiting for the druid, so we're just kind of casually mucking about.
Okay.
Fucking.
If that's the case, then you work with Blip. A few hours in, the orange doors eventually gradually fade out. So she's back to the cyan form, cyan coloring.
I'm sure she's relieved.
She didn't actually notice until you pointed out to her.
Yeah.
Like, oh. Huh. That's good.
See? It wasn't that bad.
Yeah, I guess.
Just don't eat anything that Havelock gives you again.
Noted.
Most probably sitting in what sun is left, because I imagine it's later in the day. As she sketches. What are Havelock and Kindling doing?
Havelock's wondering how much it costs to buy a lamb.
I'm sure there's one in the village.
Kindling embraces the sheep, becomes the sheep. Yeah, see, he becomes the sheep. He's one of them now. He's part of the herd.
He gets the wish spell, and he's just like, I wish I was a sheep.
I wish I was an anthropomorphic sheep.
I mean, I could draw that.
Fucking
Bling.
sheep kindling can't hurt you. Sheep kindling.
He wants to be a sheep. Oh no!
Yeah, then I was just kind of relaxing, making designs. She glances at Havelock and Kindling every so often. She just kind of enjoys the peace of the day.
Yep. With a creature which is disturbed by because liquid.
Yeah, Mev occasionally gives Blip an odd glance. Just to make sure that she hasn't moved or anything.
Perception check. Who's gonna see if she spots it?
Of course.
She rolled an 8 as well.
So gebruik die.
It's Defender's advantage.
Okay. Yeah, there's flies around. Have what? So you think you get a few glances? You think you see Blip sort of notice, but you don't seem affected at all by it. You think maybe it's just close calls.
Yeah, but every so often, when their eyes meet, Mev kind of tenses a little bit. And she goes back to what she's doing. If Blip won't bring it up, Mev's not gonna say anything.
At the most, you get just say, "You okay, Mev?"
Yeah, I'm fine. Kind of.
Is it do you need a break or?
No. She once again just kind of looks Blip over. And then looks back to what she's doing.
Ah, I see. Got it. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, Mev will take a glance at the others. I think the others knowing of her situation, or I guess Aki only knows the full circumstance of it.
Mm-hmm.
I think the rest of you would have to roll an insight. Again. And she definitely gives you guys a couple chances too. What the fuck is that, Nate? It's one of the fucking head things.
Lower?
It's a meme.
Lower statue, I think
It's a Moai head, yeah. From Easter Island.
Okay.
From the island of Easter.
But eventually, your tending and relaxing finishes as you hear conversation once more begin to build up in the center of the village. Blip sort of like helps herself up and sort of like extends a hand out to you, Mev, to help you up.
Mev looks at her hand and there's a pause. Psychological con save. Nope. Okay. She gets up on her own.
Alright. Blip doesn't seem at all concerned in regards to it.
I don't feel like Blue Lady.
She just has a bit of a smile on because she's trying some of the faces that you've already
Built up, yeah.
built up. Just
What
sort of
faces has she been putting on like other people's faces or like just like invented ones?
Well, Mev's been designing ones for her.
So what kind has she been designing?
Well, she's probably taken features that Blip likes from other people and building them on.
Fair enough.
So, kind of abstract, but we can decide on it later. You know, I think it needs a little bit more sculpting, but the faces are turning out pretty well.
Yeah. So I think just until we get it down, so it's a nice surprise for everybody. I think I'll just reverts back to Harava's form. Just so a nice surprise.
Yeah, of course.
Once thank you, Mev. It's been an interesting experience for me.
Of course. I mean, I've had a lot of fun working with you. It's not every day you get the project like this.
I'd be surprised if you ever see this happen again.
Ugh, me too. I mean, if it does happen, I'll tell you about it, but,
It'd be nice to see my own kind. Maybe then I can... If they're more well-travelled and book-smarter than me, maybe they can answer a few of those questions that you ask.
Yeah, she nods. How do you feel, though, about what we've done so far? Do you like it?
Some of them I felt worked well, others I didn't. When we gave animals stuff again, I didn't like that, honestly. Those got in the way.
Yeah, Mev nods. We'll try and eliminate some of the ones that you don't like and focus on. She looks through some of them. More humanoid forms.
Yeah. I think the humanoid ones, like the elven and halfling ones, were pretty alright. There was some parts about human ones, like the button nose.
Well, we can definitely start to combine all those features. With the halfling though, she looks at Blip's like body, it seems like we only have a limited amount of, material to work with. So we should probably decide where we're going to prioritize things, body-wise.
Yeah. I mean, the pace is one thing, but everything else, I guess.
Yeah, we don't want to, make you super tall and stretch you out, and then you can't do anything.
I mean, yeah, I've got limits on how far I can stretch out.
Nev grins a little bit and looks at Havelock. I bet you could even be taller than him with his little stick legs.
I can get myself, more compact, but getting taller, it starts to hurt, actually.
Oh, really? I didn't... I figured you could feel pain, but, not in the way that we do.
No, I've had things bite me, and it hurts. Usually, because I know in the past, I used to help out with, blockages in the staff area, but I still do, kind of. And, I can squeeze through stuff that's, like I said, it was about an inch tall, but I don't like stretching myself out. It's painful.
Yeah, Mev nods.
I guess it's kind of like if someone to grab you by the arms and legs and pull away from you. It's that kind of feel.
I could see that. I get that. Then we'll try to focus on some more of the things. The smaller races.
Yeah.
Alright.
Are you going to be joining us for the dinner, or?
Not today. I think I'm going to eat privately with whatever of my group joins. Some of them might come with you.
Okay, well, welcome to.
Mel looks to Kindling and Havelock. Are you going to go and eat? Kindling.
Havelock just looks at Kindling, putting another flower crown on a sheep. Do you want to leave the Fluffy?
You two are going to have to leave them eventually.
No. I have found my people.
When I am cold and dead in the ground.
She shakes her head at them. At least go eat something.
Havelock just reaches into his bag, takes out a bit of rations, and hands it to Kindling.
I guess that'll work. Alright, I'm heading back to the cabins.
We'll see you soon enough.
Don't spend all night out here.
Kindling, do you think we should buy a sheep?
Oh my god. Do I hear this?
I can check.
It was kind of hushed. Anna.
Yes, it was supposed to be hushed.
Okay. Perception.
Ooh.
Damn, okay.
Okay. here's the deal.
876. What the fuck?
We can do some hard labor. You're good at labor. I'm okay at labor. For a sheep, maybe 2.
The sheep are gonna fucking die.
Then we have food.
Oh. Okay.
Perfect. And to make sure they accept us as their leaders, we can have Aki turn into a sheep, and he can talk to
Accept
them.
us as their leaders. Okay. Mev just shakes her head at them, seeing them like whispering something, and she goes to head back to the cabins. For fuck's sake. It's actually kind of what I was thinking when Havelock fucking said that.
Disgusting.
I mean, I was expecting it. It's the same thing with the Dragon Ride comment. Anyway, so you return back to Akifer and Kurz. Just sort of relaxing for the most part.
Yeah.
Yeah. Most of the time, Aki was kind of just like curled up, like sat against a tree with a cup of tea, reading a book.
Hey guys, how was your day?
Good. Your breakfast was delicious.
Oh, you ate the doll?
Well, I had help, but you could have come back for it.
She shrugs. I was busy cleaning up someone else's mess.
Oh, do I have? Am I permitted to guess whom's?
I mean, I guess if you guess, I have extra jerky. Also, side note, I love how Kurz doesn't have to eat, but he has explicitly chosen to every time.
Yeah, he likes food.
In fact, he's heavily food motivated.
Yeah.
That is how Mev got close to him before.
Yeah,
Also, Fur went out to feed him constantly, which meant that this little bastard made Fur go on these long trips and almost got her caught several times in order to just eat.
Food.
He is.
That's also how the rumor started, is that he was eating something and someone fucking caught him.
Yep.
What a little shit! He never needed to do any of this.
To be fair,
And he was
also...
like, oh, mom, delicious.
It's he. Yeah, basically.
You fucking fat ass.
It's a bit like how, again, weird animal fact. It's a bit how, like, I think it's giraffes drink water for fun.
Fucking. Okay, it's funny though because Charlotte, same thing. She doesn't need to eat or drink, but she does. All the food goes to his ass. Oh, fuck. Okay, anyways. Take a guess, Aki.
And Aki goes, I'm gonna hazard a guess and say it was Mr. Locke.
Ah, how did you know? And she tosses jerky at you.
And hold on. Would that be dexterity?
Yeah.
Okay, he gets it. That's good. Yeah. He kind of just. It's not graceful, but he just sort of like just grab it out of the air, and just puts it in his mouth. Says, the calamities follows that boy like a bad smell.
That's certainly one way of saying it. Fucking. He and Kindling had these like prank dye bombs or something, and he fed one to Blip.
Wait, he fed a thing that can permanently stain something to a person made out of water.
To be fair, it did not permanently stain her. It was temporary.
But did he know that? Havelock, did you know that?
No, he didn't. Havelock is not here.
Okay, he's sort of just screaming to he's just shouting at a tree.
Yeah.
He just like a tree with a bit of like white moss on it. So it's like, Havelock, no.
Havelock sneezes in the distance.
Aki's dementia is kicking in.
Raisins. Aki. Okay, hold on. 1 second. I need to write that in my flaws. Early onset dementia. 1 second. Okay. I just realised I love that I've still got lactose intolerant as one of his flaws. Anyway.
Yeah.
So that's why he didn't want milk.
And yeah, so yeah, yeah, and yeah, so basically, so he goes, seriously, what? That boy didn't know it was permanent, yet he did it anyway, regardless of the consequences.
It's kind of a thing with Havelock. He kind of does chaos for chaos' sake. And she sits down, I imagine, in the little setup that they've got going on in front of the houses.
Yep. So he's the sort who'd poke a bear just in case it made a funny noise.
Oh, absolutely. But it was temporary, and though Blip seemed kind of uncomfortable at first, I managed to make the best out of an unfortunate situation.
Okay, how did she take it, at least?
The die?
And the whole situation, yes.
She was mostly embarrassed. It seems like she takes a lot of pride in her appearance, and, you know, it's kind of like when a boy sticks tack or something in a girl's hair, and then it gets ruined. That kind of devastation.
Oh, yes.
But,
Oh, I remember that, yes. When I think I remember when I was younger, one of the local boys snuck into my bedroom and cut my hair off one.
Yeah, Mez, she actually looks irritated when she thinks of it. I had the boy do that once to me in a tavern. I didn't know him, but it didn't really matter because he couldn't talk after.
Oh, so he's still alive then?
Unfortunately. I don't
Well,
like when people fuck with my hair.
He doesn't happen to be in Port Honor, does he?
Mev scoffs. I don't know. He was probably one of the, like... Sorry, my brain completely blanked out for a second. He was probably one of the cabin boys for another crew, and she waves her hand. I didn't care to ask, I didn't care to know. All I knew was that a lock of my hair was missing.
Fucking waves her hand and just casts a spell.
I mean...
It's just one of these boys, and there's someone passing by just goes... I was like, so it was just to fuck with you. It wasn't like the strange thing when how young boys will torment someone they fancy. Is it some sort of strange reverse courtship?
Oh, it was probably something like that. I've always been fairly pretty, but I think he learned quickly that that was not the way to do it.
And Aki again cracking a little bit of a smile, kind of goes, yeah. And Aki, yeah, I guess like, and you've always been a bit full of yourself too.
Mev grins at him. What, should I deny that I'm a very, very pretty woman?
I mean, perhaps less liberal use of the varies, perhaps?
She scoffs. No.
Well, I'm not exactly one to give those sort of compliments anyway, but I mean, I haven't seen people, like, repulsed and small animals run away from you, so you must be decently pretty.
Forget, Aki's complimented her on her appearance before, too. And Mev just grins at him. Didn't you acknowledge that yourself? That I'm very pretty?
I did, yes. Well, to raise your spirits, yes.
Well, then you can't take it back now. It would be rude.
Are you saying mine's
Unless you're telling me that you are lying.
I believe this is what people refer to as a snafu.
She gives you a playful grin.
Oh yeah, Mev putting a Roman Reigns away. It's all manipulation. Fucking hell.
Yeah, Mev actually leans into you Pick your words carefully, Cris Aventore.
And he leans a bit. He leans a little bit further in and say, "You didn't wash thoroughly enough, Mervale Gatlin."
Mev leans in closer. She grabs your nose and pinches it.
Okay. How hard?
That's a good question. Let's see.
Roll damage.
Not very, just playful.
Okay, and I goes like, careful, I've only got the one of them.
She lets you go. I guess you shouldn't get close to me unless you want to get grabbed.
Well, surely the person dependent on that is the grabber, not the one being grabbed.
I don't know. You should know better than to trust me. At least when it comes to... And she holds her hands up. Grabbing.
I mean, I would appreciate. I mean, if you feel yourself pulled towards grabbing, I would like a few days' notice at least.
She leans back normally. If only you had said something different.
This is when someone of slightly different characters to me would have put in some sort of lewd comment.
I wasn't expecting lewd. So, I guess yes, someone else would have played along.
Well, sorry, I suppose then.
Why are you apologizing?
Well, for not following along with the joke, not continuing your bit. That's what we call them. Then.
She grins at him. Don't apologize unless you regret it.
I don't think so.
Then don't apologize.
Can I let you into a little bit of a secret?
Mm-hmm.
I'm shitting myself right now. Not literally, obviously, but... I mean, the council of these Muradon, they're deciding mine and, well, our fates at the moment. We have no say, and we don't exactly have a say in it.
That's right.
I don't know if perhaps they will cast you out and all you curs, fur, and maybe keep me in here as some sort of animal attraction to be marveled at and poked at and dissected.
Have they implied anything like that, Aki?
They haven't implied anything, frankly. As far as they wish to understand what causes what this fucking thing is, and he points to his chest. But I don't know if that entails essentially cutting me in two and digging around in my insides, or I don't know. And it frightens me.
Well, when we meet up with them next, we can ask for a clearer explanation. But you should keep in mind, we would never let anything happen to you.
Well, I mean, you read the terms of the contract, didn't you? It was to deliver me to the druids, and here we are. There's nothing technically holding you here.
No, there isn't. But she thinks for a second.
nothing's really bonding me to foreign cutters either.
Well, except that they're members of the Telaria. I let them in on. I gave them contracts to sign. They're part of our. They're part of the. They're part of the company. They're part of our band. They're technically on the.
They weren't
Aventore payroll.
originally, though, were they?
Not originally, no. They would sort of. No, that's true.
We went to assist them and recommended that they come with us of our own volition without the intent for gain.
I lost you there. What did you say?
Fucking. Fuck, that psyched me out. Okay.
Sorry.
Saying like it wasn't like we advised them to come with us, and if we could cut off there instead.
Yeah. We told them to come with us purely to assist them, not because we would gain anything from it. They weren't part of us. We barely knew them. But we know you, and well, I can't speak for Havelock and Kindling. I mean, we're friends, aren't we?
Of course.
Companions.
Yeah. Well, yes. Yes. I consider us friends. I assume it's mutual. Yes.
Then why would I leave you?
I don't know. I was just. I was. I don't know. I was assuming you may decide to leave this horrid place since there was nothing tying it to you except for essentially getting a sack of gold at the end. No, that's hideously rude. I'm sorry for saying that.
She rests her head on her knees, kind of watching you talk.
I don't know. It's again for another bit of confidation. It's a bit rare in my life that I've had people who have wanted to be around me, but not for personal gain, but simply for wanting to be with me. If that makes sense. Like outside of my blood relations, you may be the only people. If that makes sense. And aside for a rare few, very rare few, I can count them on one hand with fingers to spare. So perhaps it's just my pessimistic, clouded judgment of. I don't know, but it's. I go to things assuming people would rather be anywhere else than here, essentially. And
You always think the worst.
I do. It's an endearing character trait. I know.
You need to turn your brain off sometimes.
I wish I could. Honestly, I mean, you've been in here. It's not exactly the nicest place. It's a bit dusty.
It's very loud.
You get used to it every now and again. In the way that sort of you get used to the ticking of a clock or the rolling of the waves. But it would be nice.
If you let me, I could probably quiet it.
How? It's connected to the dragon mark. It's been there ever since the noise, the sensory overload's been there ever since. I'm not sure if there's any permanent way of quieting it without getting rid of this.
It's not permanent, but the way that our heads work, with how loud it is, essentially all you'd have to do is drown out the noise.
So essentially you would strange mental projection Mevela would enter my mind with cymbals and drums and make such a loud cacophonous hullabaloo that it would drown out what's already in there, essentially.
Kind of. It wouldn't exactly be cymbals and drums, but like a white noise, like nothingness. I think I could do that for a little while.
It's worth a shot, I suppose. How about tonight, just before bed? I'll come by your cottage. We can give it a shot.
All right, sounds good.
Oh, I just realised. And you do actually look by, and Aki has like a little, like is sat by a tree, and he has got like the stack of his books, and he has got like a now cold pot of tea. Aki kind of goes, "Oh, did you want a drink at all?"
Sure. She actually scoots over a little bit beside you.
Okay. And Aki, do I have it prepared? Fuck it, let's just say I do, just because it's a cute roleplay thing. Aki will sort of reach down, touch the kettle, and goes, "It's getting cold," and then we'll do an Uncle Iroh and just put his hands on it and heat it back up. And he can just like hold this, just holds it in one hand, and he kind of, you see him go, ow, and you see steam coming out of it.
Careful.
I mean, it's fine, just sort of. You're okay.
She'll make the
Cold water.
cup kind of float up so that you're not just touching it.
And then in that case, because I think it's Aki, there was some leftover tea in there that you sort of just heated up. Aki, as you float it up, Aki just kind of go, hold that very, very still. And Aki holds out a hand and does sort of like does like a flicking motion with his finger, and you do see a few like gobbets of tea jump into your little cup.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little bit of chamomile, a little bit of jasmine, a couple little herbs and spices. Should be quite nice, soothing. It's supposed to be.
Thank you. I will take the cup in her hands once it's down enough. Aki. She just smiles at you. Takes a sip of her tea. I like the relationship we have. She takes another drink.
Hello.
Hello?
Hello.
Please tell me you didn't cut out when that moment happened.
Oh my god. I don't think I cut out. I think Ed cut out.
I think
Hi.
that's yeah. Yeah,
In all that stuff, it turned out my computer was dying. I didn't realise.
did it?
Okay,
you
so
miss the
did I
moment?
cut out?
Edward?
Ed, please.
No, come on.
For fuck's sake,
no.
it was such a good moment.
No! No! Oh, he's muted at the moment. No!
That was such a good moment.
You alright?
Heartbreak.
Ed, please tell me you caught that moment.
What moment?
No!
Oh no! Okay. Tell me when I cut out for you.
I think pretty much as Aki served you tea.
Okay. Then I will replay that. Fucking Mev takes a cup of tea in her hands and she starts.
Aki, and she takes a sip. She looks at you and she gives you kind of a smile. I like the relationship we have.
Aki
She
does
takes
kind
another
of-
sip.
Aki looks over to you and, you know what? It'd be cute. Roll insight.
Roll insight. Again. Open up my sheet.
I just want to know how much like you read into his expression for this one before I describe how Aki reacts, basically.
Why is it telling me? Okay. So, insight. Ah. Why is it doing that?
Okay. I mean,
My sheet got fucked up.
to be fair, I feel like because we've been chatting for a while, that would have been with advantage anyway. Yeah, you see, Aki does look. There's a look of almost like. There's a little. With that, I think you get it. You see his face go from like surprise into happiness, basically, and he kind of goes, Yes, I greatly enjoy our company as well. It's somewhat remarkable that I suppose we found each other in a strange way. From two different worlds. And yes, half a world away in the middle of a sodding killer jungle. And yet you get to find these moments. It's quite lovely, really.
She, oh boy. Nev, why are you rolling poorly now?
Because it's cute. Shut up.
She looks away and you can see her cheeks are starting to kind of redden.
Oh, fun. Okay. And with that, Aki kind of just says, "Did I say something wrong? What's happened?"
No. I'm more embarrassed at myself.
What? What do you have to be embarrassed about exactly? We do care for each other. There's nothing to be ashamed about. Why deny? There's no sense in denying your own emotions, is there?
I don't think you're on the same wavelength that I am.
Okay, what would I have to roll to see if Aki, the asexual with 6 charisma, would be able to figure out that Peach is into? What would that be a roll of? Do you reckon?
Wisdom?
He's really good at. Yeah, okay, yeah. I tell you what, I'll do wisdom with disadvantage.
Because it is common sense.
Yeah, I'll do wisdom with disadvantage. Okay, 11. And that kind of just goes. Oh, oh my. That way.
Please don't freak out about this.
I'm not freaking out. Frankly, I'm flattered and, in a way, honoured, I suppose, as well. again, my point still stands. You don't have to deny your own emotions, but you know me for a while now, and I don't exactly see you like that. I must be honest. So
I know. It just sitting here, it kind of caught me off guard. That's all.
Well, it doesn't have to be anything. It can still be a close bond, still, without anything like that, you know? Doesn't mean.
Aki, it isn't going to ruin our friendship.
Right. You sure?
Yes, I'm sure. She looks back at you and smiles. I just don't commonly feel like this. That's all. It isn't going to affect anything. And frankly, I'm probably going to get over it in like a week. So.
Well, I hope what you. Solid. Do you want to have a? And Aki just kind of just goes like. Aki just like basically puts down, like basically puts down like a book he was holding in his lap. He puts that to the side, shimmies over to one of the sides of the tree, and basically holds his right arm like open to basically invite you to sit down and have a hug, basically.
What are you doing?
Trying to be nice and intimate and friendly. Is this?
She.
I'm basically trying to make it awkward, if that makes sense.
She gives you this look of like, wow, you're kind of an idiot.
And Aki just goes like, I realize I may have just. I have made it incredibly awkward, haven't I?
When you reject someone, perhaps don't offer to hug them to be friendly right after. I mean, I'm fine with us hanging out and everything, but come on. If you just got told, man, I really don't see you that way, wanna hug? I think you'd be a little, wow, what the fuck, too.
What's in the time we spent together made you think I was in any way an expert, let alone a journeyman at this?
Oh, not a single thing.
Exactly.
Not
so why are you expecting
one fucking thing. And that is why I am even more surprised, like, right now when I was having that revelation, that was a thing. Because you're kind of a fucking idiot.
Well, I don't think that's a universal feature of mine, that I'm a fucking idiot at everything. People, yes, but I wouldn't say universally.
Okay, then the particular subject that we are talking about, you aren't exactly the brightest then. And
we all have to have our faults somewhere, don't we?
Yeah, she kind of groans and instead of taking her arm, kind of lays on the floor.
Okay,
I just had this conversation with Havelock too.
And what was his response? What was his game plan in all this?
Well, we were kind of on opposite sides of where you and I are right now.
Right.
Don't
What,
tell
like-
him I told you this, by the way.
Like physically or like ideas wise?
Ideas. And
Right.
I told him that we couldn't really talk about these things in the first place because we're just fucking messes. Like, you can't say, oh, I like this person if you aren't even comfortable with yourself. You can't start something that serious anyways.
Indeed.
And then my brain just fucking burst right now. And now I'm reflecting on it. I'm like, whoa. Got way too comfortable.
Well,
That's
isn't
what
it-
happens, though. It just gets you.
Right. Okay. I mean, I have felt like similar things in the past. I've told you this. Just
I'm familiar.
not often, you know. Just, they're not as easily, maybe. I suppose if that makes sense.
I'm not asking you to defend yourself. I'm rolling my eyes at my hypocrisy a little bit. Don't get me wrong, I still believe what I said, and even if you had said yes, I would have then said no. But
Wait. So you had feelings, and then if they were reciprocated, you wouldn't have acted upon them.
well, no, at least not yet. Say I had feelings for someone and then they were reciprocated. Nothing really changes about me. I'm still a person.
Of course, yes.
So, you know, that still wouldn't be the time.
This went a weird way. Didn't it? I'm sorry.
I am the one that started things. Seriously, though. Don't freak out or look too much into it, you know?
No,
You're
I mean,
good.
Look at me. Do I look like I'm freaking out?
You always freak out.
Okay, well, beyond the baseline.
I'm sure that you are very paranoid right now of, oh god, did I hurt Mev's feelings? Did I hurt our friendship and relationship? Is she ever going to look at me the same? Oh, woe is Aki. And she puts a hand on her head, like covering her eyes dramatically.
You see Aki kind of make a bit of a face. And he just kind of just go like,
She peeks out to look at you.
and he kind of mutters to himself, going, but loud enough for you to notice it, for you just to hear it, to get to go. He just goes, my word, am I really that much of an open book? And then he looks back to you, and then he looks back to you and cracks a smile.
Yeah, she's like peeking out from her hands, and she gives you a toothy grin.
See, that's the thing. I deeply value our time together and our friendship and our connection, but just perhaps we have different ways of seeing it. If that makes sense.
I don't think we see much differently, Aki. And she sits up. It isn't that I was taking anything romantically. It's that I just like you as a person. She shrugs. You never
did anything to make me think otherwise, you know?
Except just being myself, basically.
Yeah, just being yourself. I never thought it had any romantic attention. There wasn't anything particularly romantic in our interactions. I just liked you. I do.
Alright, I was just hoping that I wasn't... that somehow you weren't being led up the garden path, as it were, that you thought.
Oh no, definitely not. I even calculated in my head, like, I probably had maybe 10% chance of getting you to say yes. Maybe.
But there was a but there was a chance.
There was a chance. But I figured I was going to get the, I don't know, I'm scared.
Quite the impression you have there, Mevela. Well, I do value you deeply. I think. Well, frankly, I think I may have gone mad or probably been a quivering, urine-soaked wreck somewhere. I mean, the amount of times you saved my ass throughout this time, and calmed me down and made me see reason.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be here without you, I don't think. I probably would have been stuck somewhere in the gin, if not the toe. Anyway. Thank you.
You're welcome? She raises a brow.
Well, no, just with the honesty and the compliments, if that makes sense. It's kind to hear.
She nods. Don't expect it too much. At least not ones of this capacity.
So I did ruin it then.
No, you idiot. And you're still like right by her, aren't you?
Yeah.
She smacks you on the back.
Roll strength, please. Oh boy.
That's gonna cock out along.
Yeah, you do kind of. It's a big old whack, and you make Aki very noticeably loses breath.
Oh, sorry. That I didn't mean to do that.
Yeah, it's okay. Just lighter touch, maybe. Ow.
What I meant is me being all, blushy about things.
It's all right. Again, it's fine. It's. I'd rather you fully embrace your feelings than deny them. That makes sense.
She snorts a little bit in amusement. Well, I've acknowledged them, and now it's time to snuff them out.
That's not how it works. Okay, Aki goes. And look.
No, it's not how it works.
Right. But still, it really is the greatest honor that you feel comfortable enough to every so often take off the mask.
It's just easier around you.
Well, that's what a close bond and connection is, isn't it? That sense of ease and the comfortability of
confiding in oneself, to let one's guard down, to be genuine in a way, more genuine than they usually are.
She nods. I just have a harder time with people. I feel like, I mean, Havelock knows that it's there, but I don't really think he's capable of handling anything that I put out.
What, do you think it would fry his poor little brain or something? Or
I think that Havelock wants to help, but he can't help me in the way that I need it, and frankly, he should spend more time focusing on himself and his own problems than mine.
right? But do you think once he's settled, he could be?
I think there's a chance. I think Havelock has a lot of potential. He just doesn't really see it.
I mean, he doesn't exactly help himself, the poor boy.
No. And it's kind of what I want. I want him to figure things out for himself. When he told me, when he confessed to me, that was really the problem. Is that
Murders or
no, I already know who Havelock is as a person. It's not that. It's, well, I guess in a way it kind of is that I know if I had said yes, it wouldn't have been, he wouldn't have been able to work on himself. I would have always been attached to him, and he'd always look to me to pick him up.
So you fear that he would become dependent?
Exactly. And that's not what the relationship is. You don't, or you shouldn't lose your identity in the people that you love.
No, of course not.
But Havelock's too messy right now. So he needs to figure himself out first.
I understand. I mean, I can't begin to know his inner workings as strongly as you do, given the relationship between you two. But I know what you mean. There is a good man in there, but he almost fights against it. And honestly, thinking about it now, he maybe wears his mask even tighter than you do. If that makes sense.
It does. Havelock spent his whole life being something he's not. I think now that he has the opportunity to actually be himself, he doesn't really know where to go. So then he just falls into old patterns.
So he's always been a bit of a menace then?
Oh, always. I mean, can't really blame him considering where he comes from.
And you've always been dragging him out of trouble by the scruff of his neck?
Kind of. I mean, that's how we met.
Oh, of course, yes.
I'm glad we met too. I think sometimes he thinks that I don't appreciate it or that I regret it, but that's not true.
Do you you think perhaps somewhere he maybe thinks he might be a bit of a burden for you?
I do. But it's not true. I think I've always known what Havelock was and the kind of dangers he posed.
Right.
And I wanted that. That's just it. That's what I chose.
The thrill of it.
Yeah. I wanted something new and exciting, and I saw all of Havelock, and I was like, yeah, this is it. This is... Even if I don't know, say Havelock kept pursuing me, and I reject him repeatedly.
Yeah.
Or some sort of terrible event happens. Or I go off and get married to someone else. Or lead a new life.
I can't imagine you being a housewife never there.
Definitely not. But, you know, as an example. I'd never leave Havelock. We'd always be together.
Have you ever told him this? And this openly, this frankly?
No, not really.
Do you think, perhaps to assuage his fears and calm his hand, he may need to?
Maybe I should. I think that's a good idea. To tell him that. Especially so that he stops questioning where my thoughts are.
Exactly.
It's part of the... Yeah.
I mean, it's... Ambiguity is always a fatal trait in all things. It's I think, clear statement of what people mean to each other can only blossom into good things. I mean, I'm not exactly an expert. I'm talking out of my bottom really, but it sounds good, doesn't it? It sounds like something sensible.
It does. And I get what you mean. I'll have a conversation with Havelock.
Right. Maybe don't mention me. I don't fancy getting attacked by Lucius in the night.
Oh no, I'm definitely not mentioning you, and you should anything of this conversation.
Oh, of course, my lips are sealed. I'm a walking bank vault. Don't worry.
It's frankly, she looks up at the sky. It seems like more of what just happened is kind of coming down on.
What are the ramifications?
She pauses and just kind of stares for a second. Man. The first time I confess to someone, and that happens. She shakes her head.
What do you mean? Did you see it going differently?
No, I didn't. I just...
I'm just still embarrassed, and the more I think about it, I get increasingly embarrassed.
It is. I understand it. Chance won't stop it, but you have no reason to be. It was one of the nicest things that's not even said to me, but that's happened to me, frankly. So,
well,
do not genuinely. You should not. The worst thing you could feel, and the worst, and the one thing I do not want you to take away from this experience of this moment in time, is regret, because it's so ill-founded that it's impossible to describe.
I don't regret it. I'm glad. I'm glad. I mean, on the one hand, I have great taste. Frankly, you know. And
What? And people you find a kinship with?
well, obviously.
It's a peculiar taste, given how polar opposite me and Havelock are.
Well, I think I have great taste, but
it's like saying your favorite food is incredibly spicy peppers and cream soup.
I didn't think of you as cream soup.
I'm certainly not spicy peppers. Have you seen me? Have you met me?
She grins. But if I was to be rejected by anyone, I'm glad it was you. Because you've always been kind and supportive towards me.
Well, why would I be any other way?
You wouldn't. And that's why I'm glad. Because I know that no matter the reaction you had, you still would have been there for me. Like you are now.
Of course, it's what close friends do, isn't it?
It's right.
What a person would I be?
She smiles. As I said, great taste. She drinks her tea.
Yeah, Aki pours himself a cup and just starts drinking as well.
All right.
Continue drink while Kindling and Havelock continue their sheeping. And Fur and Curse has respectfully moved away during that moment.
Thank you, Curse.
That's what we're going to call it for this session. Yeah, man, that was a beautiful moment.
That was great. I feel like Fur and Curse kind of saw them leaning in tension and was like, oh boy, okay.
Hold on, there's a gif I need to post. Hold on.
It was more Fur dragging Curse away because Curse don't know better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was just like, no, come on, no, huh? No.
That was a really great scene.
Yeah.
Fucking.
Oh man.
Fuck.
Yeah,
that was a lot at once.
Yeah, that was a lot of moments.
Yeah.
Yeah, fucking. I was fucking thinking that the entire time while they were talking, especially when they leaned into each other. I was like, oh god, there is way too much chemistry here that Aki probably doesn't even notice.
No, he doesn't. That's the thing, yeah.